Hello, my name is Alex Davis and welcome to the beautiful Audi of Wichita showroom, where today you are joining me with the new Audi Q4 e-tron. This is Audi's kind of entry level into the e-tron segment. So of course we do have the e-tron, which is sitting just off camera, the high level luxury high class electric offering from Audi, but this will be more of our entry into something electric. This is positioned just between the Q3 and the Q5. Hence the name, the Q4. It comes in two variations, the standard SUV form and the Sportback, and this is the Sportback, so we'll talk about the differences once we get to the back. But of course, as always, we want to start with the front. So the front of the Q4 is kind of a new face for us here at Audi. So we'll have some more distinct running lights here, and then kind of a projector LED just below that. So again, a little bit different design language here, but something new for Audi that's very exciting. Of course, you'll have the nice silver 4 rings here up front, and this is going to be a sensor. This is going to be for your adaptive cruise control, so a little bit glossed over there and not the three-dimensional look that we might be used to in traditional Audis. Of course, the grille here, but not really a grille, more of a design feature. Electric vehicles, of course, don't need a massive grille for air getting into the engine bay. This is just going to be a design piece, so I think Audi did a great job here. Whereas other electric vehicles might be lacking, or other electric vehicles just remove it entirely, and where I think it is missing. So a very nice piece here. The other thing that's different about Audi and their e-tron models is how they're going to brand and badge these vehicles. There's only 2 places on the outside of the vehicle that it says e-tron and gives you any distinction that this is actually a full electric vehicle. The first one is here on the lower section of that design feature. So one in the front, and there will be one in the back that I'll show a little bit later on. This is the pebble gray color, so it might look Nardo in the camera, but this is their new pebble gray color. So again, a solid gray tone, something that is very trendy and very futuristic indeed. Moving along the side, this will be the S-Line model, so you'll have S-Line exterior as well as interior bits, starting off with the RS design of the wheels. It is wrapped in all-season Bridgestone tires, but a nice large wheel there, again, with that S-Line package. Moving along the side, you'll see a striking black contrast piece all the way at the bottom of the door sill, kind of giving it a strong side segment. Some nice wide mirrors here. And then when you open the door, you're greeted with a wonderful black Audi interior. You do have the rings on the floor, letting you know that you're driving a fashionable Audi product. But the inside, very futuristic and very Audi. So I'm excited to jump in there in just a second. I want to come all the way back here, and as long as we're talking about the side profile, talk about the Sportback. So the Sportback will be more of a coupe form. Again, a sporty thing that some of the Germans are offering. Mercedes started the trend, Porsche is doing it, Audi is doing it, and BMW is doing it. So again, a nice Sportback. In the traditional SUV, you will have more of an SUV roof, and then a simple cutoff. Again, something you can kind of imagine and something you can cross-shop here with any of the customer specialists at Audi of Wichita. But you do have a nice fixed spoiler here with kind of a double rear screen. So there's a little bit of glass here. So from the rear view, you can see through here as well as through here. Makes it really nice. Honestly, you don't even notice this spoiler here at all. And then of course, some nice striking connected light bar with their kind of directional turn signals. Very Audi thing to do. But a little bit of the highlight of the side and a little bit of forthcoming details on the back. We'll get to that in just a second, but I do want to jump inside and show you what a new Audi interior looks like for the Q4 e-tron. So before actually getting in, I want to show something that's a little bit quirky and different, something that Audi has decided to do, and the jury might still be a little bit out, but I do like the feature. So there is no really accessory mode in this car. You simply hop in, and it'll know that the key is with you and that you're sitting in the driver's seat. You push your foot on the brake pedal and everything kind of lights up. You don't need the start-stop button, but of course I'll show you where that is. So I'm gonna hop in, get in the vehicle. It'll sense that I'm here, kind of starts lighting up as if it's in accessory mode, and then foot on the brake, and there we are. Now everything's lit up. You do have a start-stop button down here on this kind of center console piece, but you'll never actually use it. You can turn the vehicle off and on, certainly, but if you get out, everything shuts off. Get back in, everything turns back on. Kind of a cool feature, something that electric vehicle owners are very used to. Tesla has been doing it, of course, for a while, but an interesting application here in the Audi segment. I'm going to fully close my door there, just like that. On the left, you will have 2 driver memory settings, no passenger memory settings. This is the Premium Plus model. There is a Prestige model just above that that'll get you things like heads-up display. That one's rather cool as well because you do have augmented reality as a part of the heads-up display. So whereas BMW and Mercedes are putting augmented reality on the screen in front of you, Audi has translated in arguably a safer way to the front piece of glass. So you simply look ahead of the road, you're not taking your eyes off the road, augmented reality arrows will pop up on that windscreen there for you. So again, that's for the Prestige model. This Premium Plus is where a lot of our buyers are probably going to land. The e-tron, the Q4 e-tron does start around that 54,000 mark, so significantly less than its Tesla rival, the Model Y. But this one is packaged out, looks like to about $65,000. Again, Premium Package Plus adds some of that, the technology package that we have, the S-Line package with these beautiful S-Line seats in black leather. But this is kind of where this vehicle is going to sit in Premium Package Plus mode. You could delete a couple of options, but again, this is where we think most people are going to lie. Beautiful MMI touchscreen here, so very easy to get along with. Not too futuristic here. This is very Audi, so if you're coming from something like a Q3 or a Q5 or their sedan lineup, this is going to all be very familiar. So not a whole lot of relearning here. Very intuitive setup. You do have your home screen. We'll have your phone connectivity, your navigation screen, which is in full satellite mode right now. So very, very cool to see this. Again, easy to get along with. You'll notice a couple of DC and AC charging points that are already popping up, but super easy to get along with there. And you also do have, I believe I turned it on, yes, your range meter. So this little blue line here will show you exactly how far you can get on its current charge. It has 80% charge, 210 miles of range as it states right now. And that's of course being based off of your driving habits. So just like the range in a gas car, it's going to estimate as best as possible based on how you've been driving the vehicle and its full potential there. At a full charge, this will go 240 miles. This comes standard with all-wheel drive as well as full DC charging capability. So it'll go from 5% to 80% in about 38 minutes. So relatively quick in this kind of new stage of how you're going to be charging and using your electric vehicle. So it looks like we can get to Topeka, Oklahoma City, and past Oklahoma City, in fact. So very nice to see that 240 miles of range doing proper work. A little bit less than some of the competitors. Again, Tesla will have it beat, but this is meant for more luxury than Tesla and more quality than Tesla provides. And I think it's done that rather nicely. You do have kind of a swipe down for quick navigations if you'd like. And then of course we'll get to Apple CarPlay if I can figure out how to do that. There we go. Intuitive, right? We have Apple CarPlay hooked up. Super simple to get along with and a nice large screen here. I always like to show you that, but very easy and very nice to swipe along. Moving over to the digital cockpit, as Audi calls it, this is all configurable as well. And so on the steering wheel, you do have buttons, but they're also swipe controlled. So you use simple push to mute. You can swipe up for volume, down for volume. You can swipe to the next track. You can answer a phone call, turn on your heated steering wheel. All that's on this side along with your voice control. On the left, you can swipe up for your Audi digital cockpit. So you have date and time, your range, and in one fluid motion, you can kind of scroll through all of the information there. You can swipe left and right. So we'll keep going right. You've got phone connectivity and navigation screen. And if you hit your view, you'll notice your 2 dials peel away and reveal a much larger screen for whatever you want to look at. Again, range, entertainment, or navigation. We do have elevation down here, your battery charge level, your view. So I'm looking at 300 feet of distance here in the map. So a lot of good information there in Audi's digital cockpit. They've been doing this for a while now, and it is always very, very simple to get along with. In this Premium Package Plus, you do have adaptive cruise control with lane keeping assist, your side collision assist, your blind spot. All those safety features that you come to know and love will be found in the Premium Plus mode. You do have your AC controls here. Again, physical buttons. It's nice to see they didn't go too futuristic with everything, but you do have physical buttons here for your AC controls. You can go through for max, and you can turn your fan speed up or your fan speed down using these kind of nice switches here. And then heated seats again for the Premium Plus model. Your drive select is going to be down here, so we'll press drive select. It'll come up with efficiency and change the graphics. So some nice green lines on the road for efficiency. If you move through comfort, some nice undulations on the road, showing that it'll be comfortable. Auto will do whatever it needs to. Dynamic will get that racetrack line. Then, of course, individual, you can tailor it using this little menu here for whatever drive mode you feel works best for you. Moving down on the center console, I want to talk about kind of the quirky volume knob. For everybody around my generation, the millennials, you're going to be very familiar with this because it's basically off of an old iPod. You can scroll up or down to adjust your volume and simply swipe for next track or previous tracks, power on or off, and then a general mute button on the bottom. So an interesting way of removing the volume knob, but still having a physical way to manipulate your volume control. So very nice there. You have your Audi parking sensors here, this one with a backup camera, and then your full vehicle settings will be in the button just next to it. But you'll have proximity sensors along the front and the back, so you still won't be running into anything anytime soon. Just below that is how you're going to manipulate your gear ratio, your gearing. So push down for drive, up for reverse, and then somewhere in the middle is neutral just there, and then a simple park. But if you find yourself in drive and you open the door and take your foot off the brake, it will then go into park for you. So once again, that whole general idea of if you are leaving the vehicle, it will go into park, it'll turn off, it'll handle it, you get on about your day. Very, very cool stuff there. Underneath here, lots of storage, 2 USB-C ports and a 12-volt power outlet, and then more storage down here. 2 cup holders, and then a center armrest that reveals even more storage. So a lot of very nice storage. Of course, being an electric vehicle, you do not have your center console all taken up and used by a transmission tunnel. So everything here is a little bit lower. Storage is a little bit lower and more vast, which allows for a much wider cockpit. You do have storage bins, of course, in the doors as well, and then one-touch power windows as expected. Moving up above, you'll have your typical reading lights and ambient lighting, but a little bit different switches here for your sunroof and your sunroof shade. So a simple swiping motion will actually open the sunroof, and of course you can stop it wherever you like, push it forward, push it back. It's all very fun to deal with, but a nice integration of futuristic technology there within your sunroof, something that, typical use of a switch has been removed. And of course, beautiful Sonos surround sound everywhere as well. But very futuristic and very Audi in the sense that everything is kind of facing the driver. Some very nice continuous lines moving across the passenger area with, again, the e-tron badge on the inside. This is where you're going to find the badge on the inside of the vehicle. Let's check out the rear seats really quickly. Not too much going on back there, but I want to show you the size and then moving along to the back of the vehicle as well. Seating in the back of the Q4, like I said, this is going to be relatively brief, but I wanted to show you that I do have enough room. So once again, I'm 6'1" or so. I have enough headroom, and I certainly have enough knee room here. Moving along to the floor, of course, there's no transmission tunnel, which means that even the middle seat is going to have the same kind of angle of your legs. So very nice position here for the middle seat. You do have 3-zone temperature control, charging back here as well, so very easy to get along with. But again, being that this is positioned between the Q3 and the Q5, simply more of an electric offering for that mid-size segment. You can expect similar legroom between the Q3 and the Q5, and I actually think this is leaning more towards the seating position and room for the back seats for that Q5 model. So very, very comfortable back here and nice and cocooned. I haven't been able to drive this one just yet. I'm very excited to, but I hear that it drives phenomenally. It drives like an Audi, and you're very removed from any tire noise and of course any engine noise because it is electric. So very, very comfortable back here. Something that I could get along with for a couple of hours on a long journey. But let's go check out the trunk space and see what that looks like in the new Q4 e-tron. I already kind of gave you a teaser of what the back of the new Q4 e-tron looks like, but here it is in full form. So again, that connecting light bar, you will have underneath here your turn indicators in kind of 1, 2, 3 sequential fashion. You'll have your audio rings, of course. Here, this one in 3D prominent, but then here's that other badge that I was talking about. On the back, it just says Q4 and Quattro, very Audi badging on the back, but just a little hit of e-tron down here. It's painted, so it's barely visible. A lot of people will simply ask, is this an electric vehicle? A lot of people really won't know on the road, unless of course you've watched this video and you are educated. This one does have kick. I'm always cautious to do the kick tailgate because we never know if it'll work, but let's see. Straight underneath and back up, and it works wonderfully. So up it'll reveal your cargo area. The middle seat does fold down independently, so you can shove longer things through, skis, snowboards, whatever other goods you have, and it still be a 4-passenger vehicle. So nice to see that in the new Q4. LED ambient lighting in the back, so you can actually see what you're doing at night. Some really deep pockets on either side of this kind of cargo tray. All-weather floor mats, of course, an option through Audi, but we'll get this up, and that is where your charging cable is going to lie. Now, oftentimes you'll just have this charging at home. You do have your 220 as well as your 110 connectors, so very nice that Audi gives you the option there. But a lot of kind of linear storage here along the bottom of this cargo tray. Again, this is probably going to be sitting in your home, but you can take it along for a road trip if you're going somewhere for a longer journey and you want to charge at someone's house or an Airbnb or someone's apartment and they don't have a charger there. Very nice thing to take along and super simple. Up top, you will have close as well as close and lock. So if you want to take your goods, you can simply lock the vehicle, walk away, and the Q4 will shut and securely lock itself up, and you simply are across the parking lot already or enjoying some family time. So very easy. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this quick introduction into the brand new Audi Q4 e-tron. I have been told that Audi is expanding their e-tron range for a larger SUV, maybe even another sedan to join the e-tron GT, their sports car segment. So very cool stuff coming for e-tron. Be sure to ask any questions about either this vehicle or any vehicle you might find here at Audi of Wichita. Again, thank you very much for the time and enjoy the drive.